industrial arts teacher. When I was in school, we learned how to draft on a board with a pencil, right? We had to make our lines so thick or so thin. We had to do our letters exactly the right way, had to make all of our symbols, all that stuff, right? And now everything is on the computer. The kids don't have that skill, right? So some of those pieces and parts, it kind of, when I think of AI, what concerns me is how are we going to get to this point without having the base skills, potentially, right? So that's it. Who would like to go next? Lucas, I know you like to talk a little bit, so I'm going to hit it with you. Teresa's like, yeah.
You know
Lucas Schraben. What excites me about AI is best learning happens through doing. I like the idea of being able to equip our students with tools to be prepared for their future opportunities. I don't even have a hunch of what that would look like, but I do know getting the tool in their hand is a good thing when they're young. So, and then the opportunity of this new that AI brings, all the opportunities when there's a new change that changes everything around us, what type of opportunity that brings when you're on the forefront of it. Concerns me would be very similar to the same with Jamie. I was in the living room yesterday and my son was searching on Google and he was talking into his laptop, and Andrew and I were laughing about like how different, they don't even search with typing out what they're searching for. He just talks to his laptop.
But he gets it done, doesn't he?
He gets it done, but it's like that's 3 or 4 iterations away from when I used to have to go to the set of dictionaries and things that you know what I mean? Like that's only one generation, and that's where we were when I was his age. Is people knocking on the door and sending us a set of things that I would have to look through to find the answers, and he's talking into the computer. So how does that affect things down the line? I don't know.
I'm Teresa Ash, Technology Director for Hope Public Schools. And what excites me is the time that AI can save with the mundane tasks kind of things, so that you can dig deeper into whatever it is. So then it changes the conversation and changes the way you're thinking and that kind of thing. What scares me being technology director is that if we all can do it and the students can do it, the bad actors can do it and they can do it better. And it's staying ahead of that when I hear Johnny Cash singing a Britney Spears song and then so like a phone call is not enough because yeah, it sounds like you, but how do I know that it's really you kind of thing. So it makes me a little more paranoid than I already am about network safety and my personal online footprint and what they can get into.
Teresa, I just got a chuckle that an IT person is paranoid about something. What one is not?
Greg Miller, I'm a digital media teacher at Holt. Went to Grand Ledge. So forward comment right there too. So yeah, what excites me is just the newness of it. Kind of we were speaking of already. Just it's the first frontier into this revolution that's going to change our lives and our daily habits. Kind of similar to what Teresa said. What scares me is just like with the internet, we had all these positives, all these advancements in our daily lives, but then all the bad actors kind of come in, and now you have all these attempts to steal identities and bank records and things like that. So kind of the good and the bad.
I am the Education General Instructor for Shiawassee County. What excites me is just, I don't know a whole lot about AI, so continuing to grow in the growth mindset and learning about it. And my concern is probably just the unknown, the challenges of not knowing a lot. I know when Hannah presented it, she was dropping some words and I'm like, wait, hold on, can you explain that to me? I'm not sure what that was. So just learning and growing.
Tom Lelks, Instructional Technology at Shiawassee. I guess what excites me is a lot of the new school skills that students are going to learn. They're going to get to be creative and collaborate in a whole different way. What's concerning is definitely like the deep fakes, like you were saying, a lot of those bad actors. I think that's going to be a big shift. It's going to be a lot more prevalent than even it is now. So.
Charmaine Fletcher, CT Director for Shiawassee. What excites me about this is the potential for student engagement. I think students will eat this up with a spoon, so it's really exciting to have this kind of opportunity for them. What worries me is that we don't know what we don't know, whether it's bad actors, what students can inadvertently or intentionally get into. It's just, we're on the frontier, so that comes with excitement and some caution.
I'm Andrew Schauber. I'm an instruction technology coach here at Ingham ISD. I think one of the things that excites me is the energy that it's giving people in the educational spaces right now. I think it's sort of re-inspiring people to solve problems, to be creative, to rethink things that they thought were stuck and try to envision new ways around some of those things. What worries me are things like statements like it's going to change our lives and daily habits, or it's going to be a whole different way of doing this, or we're going to, you know, that kind of stuff, because there's no promise that it's going to be a better change. We are capable of making things worse. And I think that we need to find ways to ensure that any updates we're making are updates in a positive direction, to whatever degree we're able.
I'm Jim Kelly, the director of the Data Systems and Analysis team. And I think what excites me is also what scares me, and that's humans. Looking around the room, it's really great that we're seeing instructors, administrators, IT, collaboration across the state with private vendors, student, like everything coming together. Those meetings don't happen a lot. So that's exciting. What also scares me is the human side of things that you've already mentioned. Plus, even if you start thinking, oh great, I'm gonna use this technology to make even better worksheets and, you know, terrible instruction, because now it's terrible instruction magnified. So how are we using things to be an improvement of society for humanity and not all of the fear and terrible side of humanity that we seem to do on every advancement as well. So anyway, that's who I am.
Hello everyone, sorry for being late. I'm Sunil Oh, and I'm a first-year PhD student in Education Administration at Michigan State University. Yeah, and what excites me about AI is that actually it resonates with my research with school leaders. My research interest is about school leaders, education leaders, and AI. So I'm interested in how I can better support them when they are using technology, and so I'm thinking about some guidelines. So yeah, that is, since it's related to my research interest, and I'm seeing a lot of changes in AI, so it makes me excited. But what makes me concerned is that I think already a lot of people mentioned about misuse of AI, so I'm very concerned about that, and interested also how we can, as a research, how we can like a better guideline. Yeah.
I'm Toby West. I'm the Biosciences Instructor here at the Wilson Talent Center, and I guess I'm just here because I'm just interested to learn more about AI. Just for me, as it pertains to my classroom, I've used it a little bit with my students already, and what I really like about it is it maximizes the efficiency of how I use time with my students. And for example, coming up with ideas for a science fair project, for their FFA projects, it's like probably shrunk that time, that brainstorming time in half. So it really improves that efficiency. And then also what I like about AI is being able to support students that have some disabilities, that struggle with ELA, math, it just helps me as a teacher it's just like having an aid in the classroom to help those students that need that extra support.
Monique Colizzi, I teach the Business and Risk Management Insurance Program. What excites me is the unknown and the uncertainty. I think it's intriguing, and I don't think that we need to let AI affect every facet of our lives. So for the things that scare us, I think we can pick and choose when it's a part of our lives, like using the internet. What concerns me is the authenticity of the students and their learning and their productivity and entering the workforce. Are they going to be an authentic reflection of who they maybe would have been without AI? That's my concern.
My name is Amelia, and I am a student here at the Talent Center with Ms. Lizzie. I was in the AI Meet program this year. Something that excites me about AI is the rapid acceleration and being able to accelerate education and growing companies and stuff like that. And what makes me so sorry. What makes me nervous is also the acceleration and being able to keep up with it and stay on that track.
I'm Jackie Stevens. I work here in the educational careers. I'm one of the assistants in the classroom. What excites me is learning more. I feel like I am technology, or has been technology resistant a little bit. It took me a really long time to get a smartphone. I didn't want to do it. Getting to know more about that, and what scares me is kind of the same. I don't know anything, so knowing nothing means I am at risk, and I think that scares me the most.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie Odom. I'm one of the instructors of educational careers here at the Wilson Talent Center. What I'm excited about is just echoing things that people have already said, the efficiency of it, the work smarter, not harder, and being able to partner together with AI to create really innovative, creative, beautiful presentations and come up with ideas that I wouldn't have thought of on my own. And what scares me about it is kind of what other people have already said. I'm concerned about it diminishing our ability to do critical thinking and ways that it can be abused, but I think it's here to stay, so we have to find a way to navigate that and teach our students how to use it responsibly.
I'm Nikki Adams. I'm the new media instructor here at the Wilson Talent Center, and I think the thing that excites me the most is the challenge of it, like looking at it and how can I use it in an innovative way to teach my students how to access and use it for them and their future in the careers that they're going into. And I think the thing that I'm most worried about is that the adults are going to get in the way of the students learning AI the right way. I think some adults are going to be too scared, oh my gosh, AI, and then hold back those students by not teaching them the correct way. So I feel like the adults might put a hamper on things instead of learning to embrace it and teach students how to use it correctly. I think we saw that back with social media. So that's my biggest concern, is that we're not embracing it and teaching it the right way.
Hi, I'm Josh Langfeld. I'm an IT director here at Ingham ISD. And I'm a huge computer geek. And so what I'm excited for with AI is just the power of it and the ability to help make more tasks efficient across so many different industries. What I'm scared about is that same power. Removing the required knowledge for kids to, and staff and people in the world to be able to do things like how many people know how to read a map manually now instead of just plugging something into Google Maps. So I don't want us to lose the skills of writing and creating and content creating because AI is making it so easy where all we have to do is know what keywords to type in and it spits something out. So that's what I'm worried about, among many other things.
Thank you all for being so honest. This is going to help us set like a really awesome framework for the day. But just a quick intro to me. So I'm Hannah Williams. Some of you know me from when I came for AI and Me. And so something that I'm so excited about with AI is, and you guys will see a video in a second, of the potential we have to unlock potential in students they didn't see in themselves. Because AI will give them a tool with the right guidance and the right teachers to help coach them on how to use it, will give them a tool to unlock things that they thought, I'll never do, or maybe I have to wait until after college, or maybe I have to wait until I'm retired to do. Now they're able to do them right now. So that's so exciting to me. And the thing that concerns me about AI is actually very similar to Nikki. It's more, I know some of you heard this stat, but just room poll, and Charmaine can't answer because she's heard this too many times. What % of companies, if you guys could take a guess, are not hiring someone without AI skills as of this year? Throw out some numbers. Anybody have a guess? Lucas has already heard this too, so. Toby, guess?
I think AI is still so new to have somebody put that on their resume, I don't know how common that is, honestly.
It's not. It's definitely not. But so here, I'll back up and give you the context of the study. So this was a study done by Microsoft and LinkedIn this year, back in July. They interviewed 33,000 employers across the globe. So this is not just US. And these are the companies that are saying we would rather hire someone who is younger, less experienced, who can use AI effectively, versus someone who is more experienced who can't. So that's the context of the study. So does anybody have any just random guesses of what that percentage of those companies said yes to that question? Just throw out something.
40%.
40%. Okay. Any other guesses? 80. 60. You guys are so close. So 66% said they would not hire someone without AI savvy, and 71% said they'd rather hire a less experienced person who can use AI versus someone more experienced who can't. That's this year. That was before, did you guys see the update this week that happened with ChatGPT and how it can now critically reason at a PhD level? Kind of, right, crazy, right? And I say this to set the stage a bit of thank you for all expressing your fears and the concerns. These are all incredibly valid, but we're gonna unpack some of these today because what's happening right now, and this is what scares me a little about AI, is that you have this massive gap that's getting created between companies and what they're saying they want from our workforce and the students who haven't. I mean, you guys are some of the most innovative, just by being in this room, you're some of the most innovative teachers in the country right now, because most of us are not having this type of conversation around company and education. So my fear is that students are going to be leaving school and they're going to be more scared of this tech versus embracing it, like what Nikki said, embracing it and using it in a healthy way. And that's the power that we have today in this room, is to build a model together and a cohort together of supporting teachers who can help our kids use it effectively in a positive way, so they won't become the bad actors as well who use it for evil. That's so exciting and a little scary. Okay, Jamie, yes.
The ones that. Good to see everybody. It's a good discussion. I have nothing new or exciting that you guys haven't already seen.
And I turn it over to you,
Okay,
Coach.
let's do this. All right, so first things first, I want to set the stage for what's happening today. And Jamie, remind me, when do we end today?
Oh, we can end at any time.
Okay, you guys
Yeah.
are stuck with me until midnight.
Yes.
So what we're going to do today, this morning, we're going to set some of the groundwork and the context, get you guys to know each other a little more, talking about all the things we've just discussed, and then Expedition AI as well. So we're going to lay the context this morning, and then we'll have lunch, and then this afternoon you guys are going to actually start going through some of the expedition so you can start building with AI and seeing how powerful it is in respect to your classrooms. Nikki, you look so excited.
I'm gonna take everything in.
Let's keep the camera on Nikki the whole time.
All right.
So this is going to be a blast, but let me give you some context to me. And were you at the CTE conference a few weeks ago? I feel like you look so familiar. Maybe not. No. Okay, it's been a couple weeks. Okay, so Jamie and Jim and I met. When was it? January? February?
Mm-hmm.
Something like
Planning
that.
What Works in Michigan.
Yes. So I
And
work.
Amelia was there too.
Yes, with AI and me, and it was a blast. So I am the chief rebel here at the Skills. You guys all have Tumblrs because by the end of today, you guys are going to become rebel navigators. That's what we call our amazing teachers who join the rebellion and are able to help navigate students through AI. I am 26, so I'm just a few years older than some of our students, and I'm the oldest of 7 kids. So growing up, my youngest sister is 9 right now, and I see the world that my siblings are entering and go, oh my gosh, even being in the same generation, our life experiences are so different, right? I played outside a lot as a kid, she doesn't at all. It's very, very different experiences. But both of us are native digitals, and all of my siblings are native digitals. My story began actually back when I was 12. So my dad is an entrepreneur,
And I'll just share this quick story so you can get a little context for me. I have this distinct memory of my dad. I'm sitting in his blue Chevy pickup truck. It's really bumpy, you know, one of like the 90s pickup trucks with the suspension that's terrible. So my dad's a real estate entrepreneur, and one day he would take me to work like during the summer, a couple days a week to get to know his business. And we were dirt poor at the time. I mean, he was just starting out. He had a couple of like rental properties. We were severely in debt. And of course, as a kid, I didn't know much about this. So I would just go around sort of collecting rent with him in his door-to-door in the pickup truck. So I'm sitting in the back, and we're bouncing down the highway. I'm trying to get my math homework done, you know, because I'm the straight A student who thought if I don't get perfect A's, like I would cry. I was that type of kid. So my dad, out of the blue, just this day, don't know what came over him, he hands me his cell phone, and he said, "Hey Hannah, this phone is ringing. There's a guy at the end of the line who wants to sell his house, and you're gonna close the deal." That was my expression, Toby. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so scared. I was trembling. I looked at him like, we only got his business got maybe one of these calls a month, and he was just starting out. But I trusted him. I took this phone, and sure enough, with his help, you know, me fumbling on the phone, we ended up closing the deal on this duplex, and I can still drive past it today and remember back to when I was 12. The reason I shared this story is this moment when I was 12 unlocked something in me. And it was the first moment that I realized, wow, like all the things I'm learning in school actually have some bearing in the real world. You know, there's something I could take from my all those communication classes that I loved, or the math classes I hated, and I was having to do, you know, math with my dad of how the numbers worked on this house, and I was having to do communication by negotiating with this person, and I realized, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I started just picking out books everywhere I could, you know, books on negotiation and books on business, and started self-learning because of that experience. It wasn't until many years later that I realized most kids never have that experience. Most kids don't get that until maybe after college. Thank God they're in a program for you guys of classes that you're in that they actually have hands-on learning. But think about the kids who don't do PBL and aren't at the Wilson Talent Center and don't ever get something beyond theoretical until they're potentially in their 20s. Long story longer, that all led me to start Skills. And we actually started before AI was mainstream. We started just a couple months before. And our vision was to help equip students with the skills and mindsets they need to succeed in this crazy future where tech is constantly evolving. And of course, when AI came out, that just expanded all of that, you know, exponentially, where we now have to prepare students. We're tasked with this preparation of students for the AI era, where so much is unknown, like you all were sharing. So much is unknown. We have no clue where the tech is headed. We don't know if it's going to plateau. We don't know if it's going to sort of infiltrate every single way that we work, think, and play. So that's why I started DeSkills, to help kids prepare for that future. And now, because of AI, we're in this moment where we have been working in like an after-school capacity, but this is our first foray into actually equipping you all as teachers in the classroom to help kids build something that companies really care about, which is a portfolio of AI skills or projects that show that kids have AI skills. Okay, that's a very long story, so hopefully it all made sense, sort of the connections and why I'm here today. Context for you guys of literally the fact that you're in this room. Jamie and Jim have been just so amazing helping me navigate Michigan specifically. You all are some of the very first teachers here in Michigan who will be going through this experience, Expedition AI. We are already across the whole state of Hawaii in their computer science programs, and we're working here in Michigan with a bunch of other districts as well to start similar pilots. But what you guys are getting to experience, and this is why you were invited to this, we know the people here in this room are going to give us
awesome feedback, me, Jamie, and Jim, awesome feedback about how this flows, what works, what doesn't work, so that as we evolve the product and we evolve the tech that you're able to use, that we can improve over time. So please know, this is not me like up here trying to tell you guys what to do. It's like, this should be an iterative process. We've built I think an amazing set of tools for you all, and we need you to be the testers and see how this works in the classroom, and that's the reason we've set this up as a pilot with a start date and then a showcase that we'll hopefully be talking about today, so that there's like a beginning and an end, and we can get your feedback from the whole experience. Okay, before I get you guys up and moving and talking to each other, does anybody have any questions just off the get-go about me, about the skills, or about anything that we're going to be doing today? Of course, the bell rings right on time.
Where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina, so I live in